Join me as I dive into the new health insurance rule changes in India and see if I can make sense of them before everyone else does. Recently, there have been some major changes in health insurance regulations in India, and I'm sure many of you are wondering what these changes mean and how they'll affect you. Well, that's exactly what we're going to explore in this video. From the current state of health insurance in India to the specifics of these new rule changes, we'll cover it all. The health insurance industry in India has grown exponentially over the past few years. But with that growth has come its own set of challenges. With so many options available, it can be overwhelming to choose the right policy. And even then, there are concerns about coverage, claims, and cost. That's why these recent changes are so important. They have the potential to impact millions of lives. First, subscribe now to unlock your healthiest self, because your journey to better health starts here. So, what led to these changes? Were there specific issues that needed to be addressed? We'll get into all that and more in just a minute. But first, let's take a step back and look at the current health insurance landscape in India. The current health insurance landscape in India is complex, to say the least. With over 30 insurance companies offering health insurance policies, it can be difficult to navigate the options. The Insurance Regulatory and Development Authority of India, or ERDA, is responsible for regulating the industry. But even with regulation, there are still challenges. For example, many policies have loopholes that can leave consumers vulnerable. One of the biggest challenges consumers face is the lack of transparency in policy terms and conditions. It's not uncommon for policyholders to be unaware of what their policy actually covers until it's too late. This lack of transparency can lead to disputes between policyholders and insurers, causing frustration and stress for everyone involved. Another challenge is the rising cost of healthcare in India. With medical inflation on the rise, it's becoming increasingly difficult for people to afford healthcare, making health insurance even more essential. But with so many options available, it can be difficult to choose the right policy that fits your budget and needs. Despite these challenges, the Indian government has been working to improve the health insurance landscape. Initiatives like a national health insurance program have been implemented to provide affordable health care to millions of people. Let's move on to the new health insurance rule change. This change is a major shift in the way health insurance policies will be designed and sold in India. The new rule states that health insurance policies must offer a standard set of benefits, including coverage for modern treatments like robotic surgeries and oral chemotherapy. This change is a big deal because it means that policyholders will no longer have to worry about whether their policy covers the latest medical treatments. Insurers will have to provide a clear and transparent policy document that outlines what is and isn't covered. Another key aspect of this rule change is that insurers will have to offer a minimum sum insured of 5 lakh rupees. This means that policyholders will have more comprehensive coverage, which will provide better financial protection in the event of a medical emergency. The new rule also addresses the issue of pre-existing diseases. Currently, many insurers do not cover pre-existing diseases, or they have a long waiting period before coverage kicks in. The new rule states that insurers must cover pre-existing diseases after a certain waiting period, which will vary depending on the policy. The new rule also includes provisions for mental health care. Mental health has long been stigmatized in India, but with the increasing awareness of mental health issues, it's essential that health insurance policies cover mental health treatment. First up, a monumental change: no upper age limit. Yes, you heard that right. Insurers are now required to offer at least one product without any age restriction. This means seniors above 65 or even 80 can now buy new health insurance policies without worrying about age limits. A huge relief for our elderly population. Shorter waiting periods for pre-existing conditions, Earlier, policyholders had to wait up to 4 years for coverage of pre-existing diseases. Now, this has been reduced to just 3 years. This change ensures faster access to the benefits you need. Another groundbreaking update: cashless claims at non-network hospitals. Previously, this was a challenge, but now insurers are required to process cashless claims even outside their network. Multi-year health insurance policies. Insurers now offer policies lasting up to 5 years. This provides long-term stability and protection against rising premiums, saving you money and effort. And here's some added good news. There's ongoing discussion to reduce taxes on health insurance premiums, making it even more affordable for families across India. Fingers crossed for this to become a reality soon. In terms of when this rule change takes effect, the good news is that it's already being implemented. Insurers have been given a deadline to comply with the new regulations, and policyholders can expect to see changes in their policies soon. The people who will be most affected by this change are those who currently have health insurance policies. They can expect to see changes in their policy terms and conditions, and they may even need to switch to a new policy that complies with the new regulations. This change will also impact the insurers themselves. They'll need to redesign their policies and provide more comprehensive coverage, which may increase their costs. However, this change will also provide more clarity and transparency, which can lead to increased customer satisfaction and loyalty. The overall healthcare system in India will also be impacted by this change. With more comprehensive coverage, people will be more likely to seek medical treatment, which can lead to improved health outcomes. It's not just policyholders and insurers who will be affected. The entire healthcare system will feel the impact of this change. Hospitals and medical providers will need to adapt to the new rules and regulations, and healthcare costs may increase as a result. The Indian government's goal with this new rule change is to provide better healthcare outcomes for its citizens. By providing more comprehensive coverage and increasing transparency, the government hopes to reduce the financial burden of healthcare on individuals and families. In conclusion, the new health insurance rule change in India is a significant step towards providing better healthcare outcomes for its citizens. It's a complex change, but one that has the potential to impact millions of lives. To summarize, the key points of this change are: health insurance policies must offer a standard set of benefits, including coverage for modern treatments. Insurers must offer a minimum sum insured of 5 lakh rupees, and pre-existing diseases must be covered after a certain waiting period. The future of health insurance in India looks bright, but it's essential that we continue to monitor and adapt to the changing landscape. Thanks for watching, and if you have any thoughts on the new health insurance rule change, please share them in the comments below. Don't forget to check out our other videos on health topics, and we'll catch you in the next one.